That's Cahermacnaghten Fort. But I'm late for church. Look at this. This is real Ireland. The stone walls, the cows, the donkeys, the fields, the forts. It's got everything. This is Kilfenora Cathedral. There was a 6th century monastery here at one time. And just inside this door, I believe, are 2 effigies of 2 individuals. One is supposed to be a bishop, and these stones date back to the 13th century. I had to ask for directions. I thought this was where the mass was on, but it's not. A terrible nice man said to me, "Don't worry, you're not late. Go down that laneway over there, around the corner. You'll see the church." How you doing? Just out for a run. It's a nice night for it, yeah. Just over here is a Caher, an ancient stone fort, which I believe dates back to when it was originally constructed, between 500 and 1000 AD. 500 AD. And inside this stone fort would have been homesteads. In fact, it said between 500 and 1000 AD. It's still here. And there would have been a walkway just on the inside of this wall, which they would have been able to patrol to keep lookout over this ancient looking landscape. When you stop to think about it, it's just mad that this is still here. It's a dry stone structure as well, so there's nothing holding the stones together. No cement, no mud. Each stone is placed perfectly so that they make up a structure that can withstand the elements, including any storms that would have taken place over the years. The 5th century. It would have been maintained and rebuilt at times, I'm sure, but still. I remember years ago, I was dating a nice girl from the States, from California, and when I met her family, her mother gave me a guided tour in the car around Riverside, it was called, and she pointed to a cemetery and said to me, "Derek, would you believe there's headstones in there that date back to the early 1900s. And I smiled and said, "That's amazing." I just obviously thought, well, here in Ireland we have structures that date back to the medieval period, back to 500 AD, you know. It's remarkable. I shouldn't have eaten that Easter egg. I read all the comments on my videos. Many of you have been saying that I should stay in Clare. And I wanted to push back at that at times and say, well, if I was in Donegal or Kerry or anywhere else, you might be saying I should stay there instead. And maybe that would happen. But what I wanted to say is that as time passes, I kind of agree with you. I can't deny how I felt here and the fact that I ended up here in the first place. Also, when I arrived here, Susan Brannigan stocked up my fridge with food, but also left a book here for me called Cara. It was written by John O'Donoghue, and it's my favourite book, my favourite author, and he grew up just over the hill, close by to here. Coincidence? Irony? It must count for something. Inside the cottage, it's really beautiful. Nice furnishings, comfortable sofa, footstool, a stove that you can just sit beside and stare at for hours and hours. A selection of books, which Susan has left here for me, a piano which I cannot play, and an old Garda hat which I can wear anytime I am in need of inspiration. I'm truly blessed to be here. And in saying that, I'd like to read the poem at the beginning of the book, Cara, which is called Bannocht, which means blessing. This poem is a blessing, but there is also a tinge of goodbye in it. For me, when I read it now, I don't just hear the goodbye, I sense the new beginning. You have to say goodbye to something that is gone in order to have what is waiting for you, you know? On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the grey window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colours, indigo, red, green and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the currach of thought and the stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours, may the clarity of light be yours, may the fluency of the ocean be yours, may the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life.